Greetings and welcome to my Week 7 Pokemon Go vlog. I cannot believe how quickly time flies. Now, I didn't think I would have a lot of news this week to talk about because I did do a couple nest videos during the week and talked about sort of what has been changing. But I do have some tips and stories and some progress to share with you. So first and foremost, the biggest piece of news is that I've been going around and trying to revalidate the nests in my area. And a Pokemon nest is a static spot, typically in a park or a forest preserve, where a particular type of Pokemon spawns very often. And so as you can see, I am maintaining my own map of confirmed nests in my area. Now, the biggest reason I'm having to go back to all these nests is because around August 23rd, all of the nest data changed. So what was a nest before is still a nest, but the Pokemon that spawns has shifted by one Pokemon type. So for example, most nests, if your nest was a Jigglypuff nest, now it may be a Vulpix nest. Or if your nest was a Doduo nest, now it's probably a Seal nest. And the only exception that I've seen so far is a large Pikachu nest in Addison stayed Pikachu, and some of the starter nests like Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle sometimes seem to stay what they were, but sometimes they have shifted. So I don't know exactly what the logic is, but nest shifting is definitely a thing. This is, I think, the second time that it's happened. And it's been right around 22 or 23 days into the game, so we're thinking mid-September we'll see another nest shift, but who knows, anything could happen. For now, this week I did check out a couple of Kabuto nests, which was so cool because up to this point I had not seen a single Kabuto at all, and I finally, after like 48 days of playing, I finally found a Squirtle nest. So I have videos on both of those if you're in the Chicagoland area. I want to talk about another YouTube channel that I found thanks to my good friend Felonius the Wizard. Now, if you're looking for a really cool YouTube channel that does very nice vlogs with a lot of good tips, but also shows you some cool places that they're playing Pokemon Go, check out Trainer Tips. You can go to YouTube and just search for it, Trainer Space Tips. As you can see, he's got a lot of videos all focused just on Pokemon Go. Very nice vlog style. He has the ability to actually record his screen, and he does that, and he also shows you, like, he's done a lot of Pokemon going in Hawaii over the past summer, and so he's got some really cool stuff, catching Pokemon on a volcano, etc. And I want to talk to you about a resource. So I've been, for the first time in my life, following various subreddits and just watching people report news about Pokemon Go. And I came across this site, which I feel is a very good subreddit. It's called the SilphRoad. And they like to do fact-based research on Pokemon. So, of course, as you read the Reddit, you have to take things with a grain of salt. But if you have multiple people all reporting consistent data, that can be pulled together in a database, and that's what SilphRoad does on a lot of different subjects. All right, so here we are at the SilphRoad.com, and it requires authentication. This is sort of a bottleneck or a throttling mechanism that they put in place to limit the amount of spam, and you basically have to authenticate through your Reddit account for now. Now, the coolest part of this, I'll show you couple things they have. So they have a couple different bits of research about different Pokemon and very different stats, how they earn XP per level, trainer levels, IV or individual value raters, and different move sets. So a lot of nice tools that you can use. They do a lot of research. And they allow you to report sightings, individual sightings, and nest locations. Right now, the nests are disabled because of the spawn changes. However, that will be re-enabled soon. But the coolest thing about the SilphRoad so far is the global Pokedex. And basically what you can do is you find a Pokemon that you want in your area. And what will come up is a mini map, and it will show you all the sightings that people have reported. Now, sightings are basically like, okay, I saw this, it could be random one-time thing, or it could be part of a nest. And then this shows you the general rarity of the Pokemon, their basic stats at an average level that you'll find them, what they have advantage. There's all sorts of graphs about the average CP level found, etc. And but the coolest thing is that you can click on nests, and right now nests are disabled again because of the nest migration. All their data is changing. But assuming that this was working, you could then just click on the map, and you can zoom in, and you can see in your area where are the nests for this type of Pokemon. And if this is correct, so this is the Bodie Lake sighting here. So you can see there's quite a bit more Charmander sightings there than anywhere else. And it is actually a confirmed nest. So if you want a really good list of all the nests, here it is. I'm trying to feed them as much data as I can about nests in my area. And I think if other people do the same and get confirmed nests, this is a super awesome resource. Now, as far as my own progress this week, I wanted to share with you 3 evolutions, and I want to have you guess what each of these evolutions are before they pop out. So here's the first one. Okay, I already have a Sandslash, but I will say the reason I included this in the video is because all of the Sandshrews and Sandslashes that I've got so far have been from eggs and egg evolutions. I have not yet seen a Sandshrew in the wild. Here's the second one. Can you guess what it will be? All right, there is Lippold, the Blastoise from Lippold Park Nest. And my favorite evolution to date, that's right, I finally have a Kabutops. So I was very happy to actually get all 3 of these evolutions in the same day, and that's why I decided to do this vlog. Now, as far as my other progress, I'm still level 24. Again, I'm not really pushing to level my trainer right now. I'm pushing to fill out my Pokedex. I have increased that by 3 since the last video. So I have now caught 117 and seen 119. I am still looking for that Onix and Ammonite that got away. As far as my badges go, there's 3 of them that I'm most interested in. My Jogger badge is up to 342 kilometers, which is about 4.33 miles per day, staying pretty consistent there. My Backpacker badge, I added 81 Pokestops in a week, so I'm now up to 1843. And my Breeder badge, I hatched apparently 9 eggs this week, so a little more than 1 per day at 117 total eggs hatched. Now, from a highest CP Pokemon perspective, I have not had much change in the top 3. My Vaporeon at 1503 is the top. Again, none of these 3 have been powered up, so these are their raw evolution values or raw catching values. But one thing I did want to point out, most of my top, 15 Pokemon are all water Pokemon. And the interesting thing about that is, I don't live by any major lake, and I certainly haven't caught too many of them along the Fox River. So these are all from little parks and fountains and things where water Pokemon seem to be spawning a lot more frequently where I am, as I thought they would be, or as they were in the first couple weeks of the game. I definitely see a lot of water Pokemon lately. So naturally my highest CP would be water, but that's kind of an interesting trend for us that are just supposed to be in the middle of kind of the plains area. That said, I do have some updates to my milestone evolution candy. My Magikarp, I got 8 more candy this week. Actually, that's probably pretty low compared to the past couple weeks. At 371 Magikarp candy, so inching closer and closer to that Gyarados. My Mankey, I did not find any more Mankeys this week. No change there. Still at 45 out of 50. And I decided to add 2 more to this list since Squirtle went off the list. Ponyta, I'm at 39 out of 50 Ponyta candy. So I only need 11 more, which is 3 Ponyta. Now, I have not found a Ponyta nest yet. I've only found Ponyta while driving along certain roads. And it kind of makes me wonder if Ponyta is a random spawn based on the speed you're traveling. I don't think I've ever seen any evidence for that other than my own observation, but I haven't seen a Ponyta in probably 2 weeks, so who knows. The other Pokemon I decided to add to this list is Growlithe, so I have 31 out of 50 Growlithe candy, and I believe that I have heard of a Growlithe nest. It's a pretty far drive though, so I'm not sure if I will go this week or not. But I need 19 Growlithe, so I need 5 more Growlithe, which would not be very much if I do go to a nest. If I am going to go out searching for Pokemon, these are the 4 that I'm going to target for this week. Let's see how I do next week. And I hope you have a wonderful 8th week of Pokemon Go.